Oh, mga pasneyang kinakatakutan ko, ratings. Ipis, 10/10. Hindi naman siya actually nakakatakot, pero nakakagulat siya ha. Kasi lalo na kapag dumadapo siya sa'yo, tapos hindi naman siya artista, pero talagang mapapasigaw ka at mapapatalong ka talaga sa kanya. Lalo na kapag lumipad siya, ayan, nagpipiling butterfly itong punyeta na to, and ang sarap niya hampas ng tsinelas. Ayan, 1,000,000/10 kasi ito yung isa sa pin talagang nabibista ko kasi minsan nakakagulat siya. Bigla na lang siyang gagapang sa paahanan mo, tapos nabibisit pa ako rito kasi ang tawag sa kanya ni Mama mabait. Pero yung tawag sa amin magkakapatid is hayop. So, nasa ng hustisya? Mga kadugan, 1,000,000/10 kasi ito talaga yung isa sa kinakatakutang kumpasneya sa buong world. Kasi nga, di ba nangangagat siya tapos meron silang rabies, and ako yung tipo ng tao na ipagtatanggol ka sa lahat. Pero pagdating sa aso, pasneya ka, pabilisan na lang tumakbo. Butiki, walang katapusan over 10. O sige nga ngayon nyo sa akin sabihin na hindi kayo natatakot sa butike. Pagmasdan nyo ang butike. Labas lahat ng hindi natatakot sa butike. Labas. Ahas, 5/10 lang kasi dati takot talaga ako sa ahas. Kasi 'di ba yung ahas sa gubat yan sila nakatira. Pero ngayon kasi nakakausap ko na sila. Sana kayo din. Eto naman. Alam nyo ba guys kung anong tawag sa pasneyang to? Hindi nyo alam? Hindi ko rin alam, kaya wag na natin itong i-rate. Paniki, 10/10. Di ko alam kung bakit ako takot sa paniki. Siguro kasi naalala ko sa kanila yung mga vampira. Siguro ganon. And, iyon lang siguro.
These people do not exist. I'm not kidding. Not a single one of these people actually exist in real life. You could pause this video and say, I've totally seen this person before, but that's what they want you to think. You see, this collection of quote-unquote people was actually generated by an AI program designed by a university professor in California. No matter how many times you watch this, you'll never find a person who exists in the real world. Little girl gave a garbage man a cupcake, but a few months later he did something unexpected. Little Brooklyn was only 3 years old and she loved to talk to strangers. Her mom worried a lot. One day she was getting Brooklyn ready for school, but she couldn't find her anywhere and her heart dropped. She saw the front door open and began to panic. But when she looked outside, she saw Brooklyn laughing and talking to a garbage man. Every day after that, she would wait for the garbage man to drive by, honk his horn, and wave. One day it was Brooklyn's birthday and she brought him a cupcake. His name is Delver Dobson and he couldn't believe this little girl was so kind. So 6 months later, he decided to do something nice for the little girl. Before I tell you, do you want to get paid to literally just walk? I found an app that pays you for every step you take, and you're already walking 10,000 steps, so you may as well get paid. Click here in my bio if you want to get paid too. So he waited 6 months, and on his birthday, he gave her a present. He knew that she loved Frozen, so he bought her a ton of Frozen gifts. And she even made him a thank you sign. This dog would not stop barking at her pregnant owner's belly until she realizes the heartbreaking truth. Sarah was just 15 when she found out she was pregnant and decided to keep the baby. Only a few months later, her and her long-term boyfriend decided to move in together and adopt a dog. So they went to a local shelter and adopted a black lab named Cooper, and they knew he was the one. At first, everything was normal, but then strange things started to happen. Cooper would not stop barking at Sarah's belly as if he was trying to warn her of something. He would claw at it, whimper, and every night he would watch Sarah asleep. She tried putting it off for weeks, but one day she decided it might be best to take Cooper back to the shelter. But when she went to get Cooper, he was laying on the ground and wasn't breathing. She immediately carried him to the car and raced to the vet. But when she got there, she received news that would change her life forever. You won't believe what happens. Hit the plus for part 2. This dog would not stop barking at her pregnant owner's belly until she discovers the heartbreaking truth. Part 2. Sarah picked up her phone to find her boyfriend crying on the other line. But in that very moment, Sarah felt a sharp pain in her back and collapsed to the floor. Everything went blank, but when she woke up in the hospital, she found out she had an emergency C-section and actually gave birth to a healthy baby boy. It turns out Sarah had a deadly kidney infection, and if Cooper didn't catch it, she could have died. But as she laid there just happy she was okay, she had a shocking realization. Was Cooper still alive? Before I tell you, I found an app where you can play Fortnite or Among Us with your best friends on FaceTime. Click here in my bio if you want to play it too. She found out Cooper had a heart attack but made a full recovery. Cooper was honored as a hero and will forever be a part of their family. Here's Here's the truth behind Winnie the Pooh. All the characters in Winnie the Pooh represent a different mental disorder. Winnie represents an eating disorder, which explains why he eats so much. Christopher Robin represents schizophrenia because all the animals in the show are just in his head. Eeyore represents depression, which explains why he's so sad all the time. Tigger represents ADHD, which is the reason why he can never stay still. Piglet represents anxiety. There's a reason why he's always so nervous. Rabbit represents OCD because he's always obsessed with order. Roo represents autism, which explains why she's portrayed as confused. Owl represents narcissism, which explains why he thinks he's wiser than everyone else.